Hey guys, before we get into my review for Violent Night, I do want to say up top, if you could please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, if you could please hit the bell notification to be notified whenever I drop new videos, and please leave a comment during the review if you've seen the movie, if you want to see the movie, your thoughts, your opinions. I love interacting with you people, regardless of our opinions, because film discussion is why I do this, and I love having conversations with people. Civil conversations, mind you. Let's keep it at that. And without further ado, let's talk about Violent Night. Okay, so Violent Night is a movie I was very, very excited to go see. As soon as I saw the trailers, I figured it could go one of two ways. It was either going to be, the fun, campy, raunchy, violent film that the trailers made it out to be, and that it would have, just a lot more fun stuff than the trailers. And then the other side was all the fun stuff would be in the trailers. And unfortunately, it's about 80%. Everything you see in the movie is practically in the trailer. All the great stuff is in that trailer, which bums me out a little bit because I was just so stinking excited for this film. I thought this would be a blast. I was trying to get people to go with me. No one would go with me, and I told them, hey, congratulations. I'm not going to say you dodged a bullet, and I don't think this movie is bad, but it definitely was a little bit of a letdown for me. Because going into it, I won't say sky-high expectations, but I did expect just like front to back, balls to the wall, just a great time. But what the film does is, it is a mix of like Die Hard meets like a Christmas, typical Christmas holiday movie. And so like essentially the story here is, Santa Claus is delivering presents. Then you kind of meet this family separately, and they're having a family get together, but they're more of like a high society family, and they get their house like infiltrated and stormed by this group of criminals who are there to get into the secret family vault. And as servants and people who work for that family start dying, Santa Claus is there delivering presents and has to end up help saving the day, that's it. That's the story. That's the plot. With the help of the daughter of the family, he essentially helps to try to save this family, even though he's a little bit more of a dark and gritty Santa. And so it's fun. I think just coming in with that premise, that alone is a golden ticket idea. But as the movie went along, they did lean a lot into the family aspect, which I was like, okay, I get like why would you would focus on that, but I wanted more violent Santa, just taking out bad guys, cheesy one-liners, and you get all that. It is all there. But like I said, all of that stuff is also in the trailers. There's not a whole lot in that trailer that, you would want that was in this movie. Everything else was very typically, like a typical Christmas movie, the setup between, I want mommy and daddy to fall back in love, and I want this. It was not what I want out of a film. And the best way I can describe this is what this movie just should have been instead of a feature-length film, which, hey, don't get me wrong, I liked this movie. I didn't love it, and I got a lot of problems with it. But what this movie really should have been, or feels like, is, that episode of The Office where Jim and Pam and Andy are watching a bootleg movie on their laptop. It feels like this is the movie you would see somebody, streaming or torrenting on a laptop in a movie or something like that would periodically keep cutting to as a fun gag. That's what this feels like. It feels like just a fun gag to keep coming back to, because the premise of Jason Harbour, who is awesome as Santa, by the way, is a violent, gritty Santa Claus with a really interesting backstory, just killing some fools, is a great premise. But stretching that out for 90 minutes is a bit seemed to be a bit of a difficult task for the guys who did this film. And John Leguizamo chews up the scenery as the bad guy. The little girl, played by Leah Brady, who plays Trudy Lightstone, she was actually pretty charming too. I liked her a lot. So they all did really good in the movie. I thought all the acting was fun and great. It was just, some of the sappiness. Like, I was like, why are we leaning into this when we should be leaning into the cheesy violence? And there wasn't enough of it. But like I said, this seems like the kind of thing you would cut to in a different movie. Like, hey, you want to see this cheesy movie with David Harbour playing a violent Santa Claus? Why, yes, please. I do want to see that. And then cutting to that periodically through another movie. That's what this felt like. And because another thing to compare it to is actually something else Jason Harbour did, which it feels like, yeah, this probably should have just been kept as a maybe even a 3 or 4 minute SNL sketch kind of thing, because Jason Harbour also did that Oscar the Grouch parody of the Joker movie, which is absolutely awesome and a lot of fun. So I just some things are just meant to be put into smaller bite-sized pieces. Some ideas are just meant for that. This one, it was like you had so much here that could be fun, and it just was stretched too thin, and it kind of took me out of the movie at times. I still had fun. I still laughed. I still enjoyed the violence. Everything that was in the trailer that I wanted to enjoy, I enjoyed in the movie. It was great. Maybe there was a couple other things they didn't show in the trailer that were still a lot of fun, but for the most part, I was kind of bored for most of this. I was kind of like, man, when are we going to get to the next fight scene? It's a lot of, like, Santa just patching himself up after the last fight. It's like, wow, like, get back out there, Santa. What are you doing? Like, you got more people to smoke. So like I said, I didn't have a bad time. This would be something like if a friend had this on their TV, I'd probably plop down and watch it, knowing that, oh, if it's a slow part, I can check out and then just come back to Santa just smoking some fools. Because the story doesn't really matter. You're there to see Santa murder people, bad people especially, on his naughty list, and that's what this film does. So in the end here, I'm going to give this film a B-. Yeah, look, I would have probably normally given this like an average C+, but look, the action and stuff delivers. The acting is actually pretty fun, and there's a lot of great scenes that I laughed out loud at during the theater. The theaters I was at when I saw this seemed to really enjoy this. I think a lot of people will enjoy this. Just for me, I'm just not riding that level of hype. I see a lot of people on the internet like boasting about this being the next great Christmas like B movie or whatever. It's fine. Like I said, I'll check it out around Christmas time, maybe once every 10 years, or if a friend wants to turn it on, I'll be like, you know what, I'm not mad that I'm going to watch this. I know it's a little slow in parts, but like I said, the action is a lot of fun and worth checking it out just for that. So there you have it, guys. That is my review for Violent Night. I'm sure not going to be on the same level with a lot of people with this one, but it's just how I feel. And like I said, B- is not bad. It's still pretty good. I just had quite a few problems with it, but whatever. Like I said, Jason Harbour is awesome in it. So if you guys get a chance, go check it out. Make up your mind for yourself. And until next time, I'll be seeing you.